Well, hello and good afternoon. Unusual for me to say that, isn't it? Good afternoon. So fortunately, we are quite bright in daylight at the moment. A little bit cool as per usual. But this afternoon, I'm going to show you what I was doing last week, which is the Carpenters quilt. So I'll wait until a few people join me. In fact, I will just go and get my phone so that I can see what you're saying while I'm demonstrating. Right, here we are. Right, let's see if anybody has arrived. Not quite yet. I see there are people watching, but nobody has said anything. So feel free to say hello and I will know you're there. So let me have a look. Let's come on here. We are there, but we are not there yet. Oh, it does say I'm alive. Oh, there we are. Okay, Liz. Hello, Liz and Jan. Oh, there we are. Jan's come up differently on here. Hello, Bev. Hello, Carol. And hello, Marilyn. There, you see, I said it before they even came up there. So how lovely is that? So you can see behind me here. Hello, Liz. This is what I'm going to show you the start of. Oh, there's my Victoria. Hello, my darling. Hello, Sue. Hello, Liz. Hello, Sue. Afternoon, everyone. And Leslie, it's sunny with you. Not here. No sun at all. Kathleen, Tony, hello. Yes. So I've actually been doing a little bit of sewing this morning as well. You know how I am the usual one that starts something and it leaves it half finished. Lots of UFOs. Nowadays, my mind turns to finishing something off. And that's just what I did. So let me put that just there a moment. And I'll swivel you round. Hi, Christine. Hello, Jane. Look. There is my offset mystery. Whoops, let's go up there a little bit. Oops. There we are. Oh, doesn't want to go. That's better. There we are. Up a little bit more. There we are. So there's my mystery cut. Hello, Rosemary. Hello, Paula. Hello, Sue. Yes, I'm getting cold now, Jane. Absolutely am. It's, oh, that's it, still moving around. Now, let me tell you, never think I'm perfect and never think that everything goes smoothly, because even doing this, the last stages of it, I had got something in the wrong place. Hello, Virginia. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not my usual colour choices, but it was a scrap quilt. So it started off as a charm pack from years and years ago, which I had bought one of, and I decided, yes, Sue, I decided I would use it, and then I just added some other bits and pieces to it as well. But I'm quite pleased with how it's finished, and I know I've seen some beautiful ones that lots of you lovely ladies have made as well. Oh, Tony's making Christmas cards in sunny Kent. No sun here. Actually, it looks like snow, Sue. So I wonder if we're going to get a little bit of snow. I think you might get snow, Sue. Yes. It's possible that we do. It might come down a little bit further because apparently things have changed. Hello, Vanessa. Oh, yes, Virginia, yeah, you will definitely get it, I think. I do believe you will. And a fair dumping of it, I would say. Me being further down south, I should get a little at some point, but if at all. But this, yes. Oh, it was -3. Well, it was cold. I know it's got my begonias, my bedding begonias, which are still in. Tuesday for you, Sue. Right. Yes, Scotland are getting it first, aren't they? Even tonight, probably into tomorrow morning. who knows? Don't mind a little bit of snow now and again though, but we only get a little bit here, and it usually just makes things inconvenient and a little bit messy. I just have to turn the heating on all day long, have the fire at 1 o'clock rather than 6 o'clock. You know how it is, you've got to keep warm, haven't you? So, the Carpenter's wheel behind me, made with beautiful fabrics. I've just got a little bit because I'm not doing it all today, but I'm going to show you how you start off. So those are the fabrics that I used on the Carpenter's wheel. Stay in and sew, absolutely. Stay in and sew. So these are the beautiful burgundy option, which I have on the website. I did think about using these. These two are individually on the website in navy blue, in 1/2 metre increments, beautiful. And the kit form uses this beautiful stuff fabric, which has got, can you see that very subtle time to catch all the young fish thing? Ah, yes, absolutely, Jane. And Jan hibernates when it's sewing, just have time. So what a shame. I know, that's what I think too. So this is the other one. Oh, you can just about see. It looks like a plain off-white, but actually it's got those beautiful stars and snowflakes in it. So really quite nice. And then the other two. So there's this beautiful jade with all that gold foiling. You ordered the blue, did you? Yes, it is absolutely lovely. And then there is the purple colourway too, also with that gold foiling, which you can see as it, oh, it just I'll say sparkles, but it doesn't sparkle, it just shimmers. There we are, there you go, you can see it there, how that brightness of that gold. And they are in kit form, the purple and the jade, teamed with that beautiful star option as well, with all that gold foiling on the stars. So what are we going to do? There we are. So I'm going to show you what the basis of it is, and we're going to make, so this particular technique and the start of the Carpenter's wheel behind me uses half square triangles. Now a lot of you may say half square triangles are absolute pain. No, they're not if you have the tools. So I'm going to be making, let's see, we'll do it with these two so it's nice and easy to see. I'm going to be making 8 half square triangles with just 2 squares of fabric. So these squares are 8 inches square, and I have got one in this, the beautiful off-white with those stars on, and the beautiful star, burgundy star lunar fabric there. So let's have a look to see what we're going to do. So remember, 8 at a time just from those 2 squares, which is really, really good. I'm just going to dip over here, and we are going to use, when we make our half square triangles, we are going to use the half square triangle rulers, which are also on the website, and many, many, many of you have them because they are so, so useful. And what you find with these, everything goes together perfectly because you're just trimming what we stitch. So you've got the exact size and everything works perfectly together. There is a PDF now on the website for the Carpenter's wheel. Those with kits will get the Carpenter's wheel instruction pack with it. But this is your chart which you need to follow. And basically when we've made all of our half square triangles and some squares, you can see these plain squares here, we're going to stitch it together in rows. So I'm going to do just the 1 row. And what we'll do, you'll follow 1 row and stitch together, then a 2nd row and stitch together, a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8 rows stitched together. And once they're all stitched, we then do row to row to row to row, all in the instructions, but this is a chart which you will look at. You can actually draw on this or write on this as to which colours you're using. Hi Jill and John if you're there. So you just follow along the row and place your squares or half square triangles in the order that you see them there. Now what you could do, where the pink and purple are, you could just use one colour if you wanted to, so it'd be even easier than what I'm doing now. I think you would probably need 48 half square triangles in just the one colour, like we're doing now, where you have two fabrics together and just shows two fabrics all the time. So let's have a look what the first thing we are going to do is. So if I pop you down onto the mat here, and I'll pull this in here so that I can see what you can see and also what I am going to do. So here we are. No, we're not going to use that piece. We are going to use that piece there. So we have our fabric. Let's see. That's better, I think. Put the scissors out of the way. I have my fabric in place. I'm just seeing if that is in the right place for you. Yeah. So I have my fabric there. Let's put it towards me, I think. And I'm going to take my lighter fabric, so whatever you're using, if you use the lighter fabric too, and I'm going to place that right sides together down onto my 8-inch square, and all those sides should line up. It isn't perfect, but because I cut them separately, but it won't matter because we are going to be trimming. So let me just find myself a ruler, and we are going to take our ruler and we're going to draw 2 diagonals. Let's just take that back just a little bit more, and if you pop your ruler across the diagonal from exactly one corner to the other, and we're going to draw across here. Now I'm using a biro, and what I usually do is draw quite lightly but go over the same area, because you don't want to stretch that fabric, because it can just go, your line can go a little bit off. So I've drawn that one line, and then I'm going to draw the other diagonal on the opposite points. Okay. So lightly across there, out there, and I've got 2 lines drawn there. So at this point I would also, so that we stop as far as we can the fabric moving, we'll put a couple of pins. I'm not a pins person. I might even put 4 actually. We want to hold these fabrics nicely in place. I knew that didn't feel like a pin that I have. So we have that all beautifully lined up and ready for stitching. So let's go over to the machine here, and what we're going to do now is pop our fabric here, and we're going to stitch 1/4 inch to each side of each line. So we're going to stitch 1 down here, 1 down here, 1 here, and 1 here. So let's just go in just a little bit closer, and then you can see exactly what I am doing. I can't see. Oh, I'm trying to move that round just a little bit. That's better. So I have my 1/4 inch foot on, and I like to stitch first of all to the left, but if you stitch to the right, that is also absolutely fine. Just move my pedal in there, and I just want to come up a little bit. That's better. Oh, sorry if I'm wobbling about a bit, but I'm going to have a stitch length of about 1.8, so a short stitch length, and I'm just keeping the right hand side of my foot right on or up to that line, so we can stitch down there right to the end. Then I'm going to just pivot and I'm going to come in on the next line. You can do backwards and forwards along the same line if you want to, but I find if you just move it 90 degrees, there we are, and then we'll move it another 90 degrees, and then we've got another free side. So I'm using the side I like to stitch down the whole time. So there is the second side of, we've done the first stitching, and now we've got the second side. So I'm just making sure that goes all the way down, and then we'll just pivot once more, and we can come down the other side of the second diagonal as well. So try and keep that as straight as you can, and all the way down. Okay, so if I flip it to the other side, you'll be able to see a lot better. You can see the two lines going here and the two lines going across. So we've stitched that completely. So I'm going to take the pins out now, because pins and rotary cutters do not go together. Once you cut over a pin, that is your blade ruined. So we'll just go down to the cutting mat now, and we'll do a little bit of cutting. Okay, so I have, let's just go back out again there. So I have my piece that I've just stitched. Now we've got the drawn lines, and we will cut on those, but never cut them right at the start. That's the easy option, because you know where you're going to cut, because there's a line cut there. Where we don't know without measuring are the vertical and the horizontal. So because this square is 8 inches, we want to measure 4 inches across. So if we just get our ruler and line up the 4-inch line with the edge of our square, and we can also line up the horizontals with the edges of the square. Let me just get my rotary cutter there, and you will see that it's going right through that very point where the, there we go, where the lines intersected. So we can just pop our hand down there and cut straight down. And then once we've done the horizontal, we're going to do the vertical. But I'm just going to move around, and I'm looking at my 4-inch line again, coming down the edge of my large 8-inch square, and I'm also looking at my horizontals coming across here, and I'm going to cut down there. So I've got 4 cuts, 2 cuts even. So now it doesn't matter if they actually come apart, but if they're still in situ, it's easy now to just put your ruler onto that drawn diagonal line, like so, and give that a cut along there. And then also this one as well. So we'll just pop that on there, and I'm just behind the camera. Whoops, can't see very well there. Let's go this way, that'll be easier. So this time we're cutting on the drawn line. We're going there. So now we have 1, I'm going to flick them the other way, 2, 3, 4, oh, didn't cut that very well. That was where I stopped and started, wasn't it? 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 half square triangles, just like that. Didn't take very long at all, did it? So, hello Deborah, hello Angela and Annie, and yes, lots of you there watching. So I've got all these half square triangles. Now if you have, and these are in the instructions too, if you have your easy half square triangle rulers, or one of them in particular, we're going to leave them just like this to do a little bit of trimming. If you haven't, what you'll need to do is open them out and press them, and then trim them with just a normal ruler like this at 3.5 inches square. But I'm going to show you how to use these rulers, which honestly are a godsend, and people will tell you that too. Yes, so it is so easy. Now I've got them on the dark side because it is easier to look at on the dark side. And the thing with the, let's see if that, yes, you can see there. The thing with, I'm going to put a cutting mat here instead because you'll be able to see better. Not that we're going to cut on here, but just to show you. So this is a easy half square triangle ruler. And what you can see here is that it's all about the triangles. So you can see the shape that we are going to, oh, there's Sharon, hello. Oh, you wouldn't be without yours, Jane. No, I wouldn't either. So you can see it's the same shape as our half square triangle, it's still folded. And what we're going to do, we will pop the half square triangle down on the cutting mat in a moment. And what we do is line up, can you see those dashed lines? So this is the one of the two that we're using because it goes from 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 inch half square triangles. So we're going to be using the 3.5 inch one, this line along here. And all we need to do is line up that dashed line with our stitch line. So I'll see if I can just pop that under there for a start. And you can see, there is my 3.5. There is my 3.5. Let's move that across a bit. Because once the dashed line and my stitching are lined up, you will be able to see that there's a little bit of excess fabric on all the edges, and that is what we're going to trim off, and that will give us our perfect 3.5 inch half square triangle. So let me pop that down there, and I'm going to put the ruler, let's see if we can get that in a little bit closer. I'm going to put the ruler down, and we also have those little slits in the side there, which will mean that we can easily trim off the dog ears. So let me just line up. We've got 8 of these to do. So I'm just looking at that dashed line and popping it on my stitch line. And then I'm going to put my, oh, I've got it just there. There we are, we're on there now. I'm just pressing down to hold it in place. And then, and I can see there's excess fabric on both sides. So I'm going to trim along one side and trim along the other. Now, if you want, at this point, you can put that, your blade into those slots. Then when you draw it away, you have got what will be a perfect half square triangle. Oh, I didn't trim that one off, never mind. I will. I'll just trim. Now I've taken of late to just trimming those extra bits off myself. But there we have the perfect half square triangle that when it's opened out, it's going to look, it's going to be a perfect 3.5 inch square. So let me just show you again, because we have 8 in total. So I tend to stick them all, or I place them all, stack them up in the same orientation so that I can then bring the next one in, look at the 3.5 inch line, make sure that is a little bit, now some will have more excess to the side than others, but it doesn't matter because we're working around the stitched line. So we can just trim along there, and then just to the edge there, I just trim those little bits off like that, and there we have number 2. Let's put him there. Then we'll pick up our next one, and we'll put the line 3.5, where are we? 3.5 there. You'll soon know if it's the wrong one. If you've got it on the 2.5 inch line and you've got this massive excess, you know it's wrong. If you've got it too high and the ruler is covering and more ruler than triangle, you know it's the wrong line. So for 3.5, where are we? There it is. 3.5, 3.5. Yes, our stitch line and our dotted line are in the same place. Trim that off, and then as I say, I just trim off those corners. If I were using a bigger, I'm using a small 28mm rotary cutter. Oh, I think it's raining. 28mm rotary cutter, so it's a little bit small for the slots, but if you're using a 45, a regular standard one, it will slot in there easily. So let's see, yes, I've got those on my dashed line. Just flip those bits away, trim that end off, and all I'm doing is trimming to the stitch line at an angle. So half done already, and most of the time I'm sitting down doing this, so it's no big deal, but I'm standing up to look at my dashed line, and I've lost it. Why have I lost it? There it is. Dashed line, and trim along there, off with the ears, and cover the blade. So number 6 coming up, 3.5 inch line. Now I was going to say these, if you haven't got your half square triangle rulers, they are on the website. They have got a £10 discount at present. Or if you go for the topper kit to make, with the fabrics to make your Carpenter's wheel, it does, I have got some with sets of these in, and which brings them down to £15 with the actual kit. So still a massive saving, whatever. And the PDF is on the website now. I've put that on special offer at just £4 if you want the full instructions to make the Carpenter's wheel completely. So, am I using a smaller rotary cutter, Jane? I am. It's just I like using a smaller one when I'm using these. I don't know why. You don't have to. In actual fact, I'll go, that one's got a sharper blade. So I've just changed to my 45. Just lining up my dashed lines. There we are. So, let's go a little bit that way. I can still use, there we are, and straight across there. I need to change my blade here, but what you'll find is the 45mm goes in those slots much more easily because the blade is deeper. So, as you can see, that's the only reason. But I do like using the sharp blade there on my 45mm. So that's the difference. This little one, it seems to last forever with a sharp blade. Okay, so now that I have all of my half square triangles cut, I can now look at pressing them. So let's move that out of the way, and let's just bring my iron in here, and let's just pop him upright there, and we'll bring the pressing mat in. Pop those, oops, sorry, I knocked it there. Oops. Oh my goodness. That's it, I'm just trying to get the mat. There we are. Oh dear, my video skills today are absolutely rubbish. Right, just looks as though, okay, perhaps I'm a little bit close. So this time, I've still got all my half square triangles stacked up, but this time I'm going to have them with the stitch line across here so that I can pick it up. I'm going to have my seam going to the dark side, and I'm just going to lift that up and bring my iron into the center. I'm going to hold my finger on this side, go out to one way and down there, and there I have my perfect, oh goodness, just trying to move this. Are we on there? No, we're not. I do not know what's going on here. There, oh, that's better. There it is. There it is. Okay, so I've done one. Let's pick up the next one. The next one is here. So I just lift that flat. I haven't actually set the seam, which we could do, but for ease, I just go into the middle with the iron and then the side down there. And you see how that comes out. I don't want steam, I'll put the steam off. So I've opened it up, iron the tip of the iron into the middle, and then just brush that down. And I even go one on top of the other actually. So the other one into the middle, down there just to flatten. So again, you could be sitting down doing this, into the middle, down there. And it doesn't matter if you've got steam. Oh, there we go. But they are all looking so perfect, aren't they? In there, across to the side and along that seam. But I'm not pressing backwards and forwards. I'm just trying to keep that just nice and straight. And I'm holding this side out. There we are. So they are all pressed just like that. Nice and easily. So I have got 8 super 3.5 inch squares. Now let me just see here with a ruler that these are exactly 3.5 inches. So 3, there we are, they are. A bit of warmth coming there. Oh, what is my iron doing? Oh, I'm just messing with the iron. That's it, so the iron is off. So it's 3.5 inches square. That's steamed that up. So yes, it is raining, just spitting here. That's be easy to see there. A perfect 3.5 inch square every time. Okay, so now we have all of our half square triangles. So I haven't actually got one of the other way around, because in the kits you will have a half square triangle which has half of the white and half of the larger one here. So there we go. Let's go over there, see if we can line this up. So we're going to follow the chart. So here is our chart. There is our chart here. Whoops, no. There is our chart here. And we're just going to follow this top line. So, I probably haven't got long enough because I need 8. I need 8 that follow one after the other. I'm just going to move the machine along, get rid of my scrappy bits there. And as I say, I want you to be able to see the length of the table. Whoops. Let's just bring that up and down. Right, so that you can see what I'm going to be doing. Right, that is following. Yeah, no, that isn't. I'm actually going to move the camera so that you can see a lot better what I'm going to be doing. So bear with one moment. I'm just going to take it off. You can just see my top there. And so I'm going to put this. Oh, it's lovely seeing the top, isn't it? Let's move this out of the way. That's better. So we're on another camera now. Well, not on another camera, we're on a stand. So there is my chart. I'm going to follow along that top there, which is not going to stand up. But first of all, I had cut some plain 3.5 inch squares. So I'm going to put one of those down, let's go here. So I put one here, and then the next one, it needs another one next to it. So I'm just popping that next to there. I think we just need to go a little bit further away. That's better. Okay, so we're going to have one. So there is my chart. I need another white one next to it. And then I want a half square triangle with a dark piece. So you have to get it in the right orientation. Get up here. So this one here looks like that one. You can see. So I'm going to pop that one down there. And then the next one should be in the other colourway, but I'm going to do it in the same colourway. But the dark piece is at the bottom, so it looks like that. So I'm going to press that there, so it's like an inverted hill or a valley. Then the next one is going down, so we will pop that one, how are we going to pop that one? 1, 2, no, we're going to do that one like that, so it's making, there we are. And then the next one is going to come up. So let's have a look. No, that is going, that's at the top. That's why you need to follow the chart. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's wrong. So that should go like, no it shouldn't. It should go like, what am I doing? That's it, that's right. So that was what, 1, 2, 1, 2, that's wrong, 3, 4, that's right. So you can see, no you can't see, you can see those two light ones in here and here, which is then on the table, we need 2 more white ones at the edge here. So I'm going to put 2 here, 1 and 2. Okay, so perhaps you can now see all of those in a row. Let's take that out of the way. And you've got your white, one going that way, one that way, one that way, one that way, and then 2 more. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we're going to do now is just join them all in that row, and by doing that, the first one we're going to put is right sides together and line that seam and stitch down here. So let's just take us in to the machine, and I will just show you exactly what we're going to do. So there is our machine. I picked my 2 up from the end. Oh, it's gone further away now, isn't it? So let's just move those along just a little bit, and we'll move the machine along. There we go. And we're just going to stitch. So they've lined up nicely because we cut these at 3.5 inches square. Let's see if, oops. There we are. So we'll just stitch down here and cut, and then we can open that out like so, and I don't press at the moment, and then we'll get our next one which is going next to it, and we're going to place that right sides together. I can line that bottom point and then take that to the machine, and because we used our half square triangle rulers, that was exactly the right size. So I'm going to pick up my next one in the row. That one goes to the side, lines up at the bottom and it lines up at the top perfectly. And we can stitch down here, like so, and there we have our seam allowance and that point at the bottom there. We will then take our next one, line it up. We can check with the chart at the same time, and oops, we can just stitch down there. So 14-inch seam allowance all the way down. I'll just finger press that there. Got that nice point at the top too, which is just what we wanted. And then we'll take the next one, which goes along here. We can line that up at the bottom. And as I say, it lines up at the top automatically because our cutting is so perfect. But the right tools for the trade, and everything works beautifully first time. So line that one up and automatically lines at the top and straight down on the side like so, and then we'll take the last one here. So this is the top row, like so, under the foot, and off we go, all the way down. And there we have our top row completed. There it is. And the top row is this one here. Let's just pop that under there, and you'll be able to see. So there's the chart along this top row. We've got the two white, and you can see roughly, if I pop that across there, that these the triangle points echo what is here as well, with the two white ones at each end. So there's the white and there's the white. So all you would do from there, I would set this aside now for when we've got all the rest of them made, and then we can join the rows together. But all I would do from this point is now I would lay out my blocks. So this row, this is the second row, we would put a plain white square here, followed by one of the other blocks that we would make, which would be the two colours put together, rather than what we've done is we've had one colour with the background colour to here, but doing it with three colours, you also need some half square triangles made in exactly the same way. But for these ones, which are two colours, you would put the two different coloured ones together and not a white one. And then with this one here, the same as that, we would have a white with colour A and a white with colour B. And this one here would be a colour 1, an A and a colour B, to give us the half square triangles with two colours in. So you would just lay them out exactly as you see along that row, and then stitch them together just like I've just stitched this top row, and just carry on down until you have done all 8 of the rows. Then once you have got these all laid out, when you've got your rows all laid out one after the other, you can actually have a look and to make sure that the pattern is there. You can see it then, that if something is the wrong way round, you can alter it, you can amend it then, there and then, rather than when it's all stitched together and think, oh my word, it's in the wrong place. So once you've done that, then what you'll do, you'll take alternate rows, you'll turn it over and press these seams together and in one direction. So you'll do that same direction for this row, the top row, row 1. You'll do it the same for row 3, 5 and 7. And then for rows 2, 4, 6, 8, you will press the seams in the opposite direction. And that way, when you come to stitch row 1 to row 2, your seams here will nest, because you'll have one seam going one way and one the other, and you'll get perfect, let me just drag this in, you'll get perfect intersections. I'll show you this one here. So we'll get perfect intersections. So where we have here a perfect intersection, it meets, and that's because, and it should be the same the whole way across. Now and again it is not quite perfect, but you can see here that comes perfectly, and here and across there as well, and that is because we have pressed the seams in one direction on one row and the opposite direction on the next row, and then they all meet like this. So that is our meeting point, and you've got all your seams all pressed neatly in opposite directions or circular directions. So those ones all go down, these ones go backwards and forwards, as you can see, because they were nested. So that is what we are looking to make. Let me just see, let's hang that back where it came from. But it is not very difficult at all, is it? Not difficult at all. Whoops. Oh, close, close, close. Let's see. I don't know what is going on there. Oh no. Oh, I've just pressed something. Oh, what have I got? Oh my goodness, don't want that at all. I pressed something and it, that's what we want. That's better. I think we're still on really close, aren't we? Oh, it's not letting me. Oh, let's go back a bit. That's it. Oh, that's, no. We're still a bit large, aren't we? Don't know what's going on here. Hang on. Featured. No, that's better. Oh, that's better. Oh dear, I pressed something and, oh, that went completely wrong. I know, it must have been when I was carrying it over, pressed one of the icons, and we've got some form of, you can't see that now, can you? There it is. Oh God, unbelievable. There we are. That's better. There it is, there it is. Okay, so let me move over here. It's easier to see. Even after all these years, I can still make a mess of things. Anyhow, I'm going to leave you there. That is the Carpenter's wheel. Something, a little treat for a Sunday afternoon. So you can now, it is, the finished size, Angela, is about 30 inches square. So I have got a 3/4 of an inch white border, followed by that darker, the larger border, which is 2 and a bit. So it comes out to about 30 inches square. If you wanted to put wider borders, you can make it as big as you like. Or if you were to say make 4 of these Carpenter's wheels and stitch them together side by side, so you've got 4, you'd have a double-sized bed quilt, wouldn't you? Because it will be about 60 inches square. Oh, that's all right, Kathleen. So yes, 30 inches square, not too small and not too big. So a nice size to be able to have a go and just see how quickly it comes together. Yeah, just a lovely block, or a large block. It would make a super-sized cushion as well, or a wall hanging, but whatever you like. But as I was saying while I was demonstrating, if you just wanted to use 2 colours, you've got your background while I've got the off-white, and you could have one other colour for all the rest of them. Then where there are some half-square triangles in the 2 colours, you would just cut a square instead, and even easier. So that's all right, Angela. So I hope you've enjoyed that for a Sunday afternoon. It's a little bit bleak here. I know some of you have got sun, which is lovely, but I haven't got sun, and we're just having a little bit of rain every now and again, and hopefully we don't get it too cold, because otherwise I shan't be sitting in here either. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. What I shall be doing now is looking to see what we're going to be doing next week. Got a nice little project in mind for the Sew with Trisha group. Thank you, Paula. And then Thursday and Friday, I've got something up my sleeve too. So that will go up tomorrow as to what we're going to be doing. So stay warm. Thank you for joining me. Hope that's warmed you up if you weren't warm enough. Enjoy the rest of Sunday, sewing of course, and I'll see you in the week. So take care of yourselves, and I'll say bye for now. Bye.